Phyllis, what is the biggest mistake entrepreneurs make when they're trying to grow and scale their business?
I think that the number one thing is they don't have enough time. And then they want to do everything themselves because they are the only one that can do it as perfect as possible.
That is very true.
Yes.
So
And
how do you get over that?
for me, it's hiring virtual assistant because even if they only do 25, they are becoming 25% of you. That means that you can double or triple your time. If you hire four of them,
Yeah.
that means that you got one of you
Pretty
back
much,
already.
you cloned yourself.
Yep.
So how did you realize that this is the secret to success?
Through a lot of overwhelm, stress, frustration, and
That
a lot of
doesn't look
fight
like
with my
you at all.
husband.
You're always smiling, happy.
I know, because right now I'm fully leveraged. My
Okay.
job is to tell them what to do and pay them the rest of the time I have for myself.
So how did you find this secret? Like you just were overwhelmed and one day you were like, I'm gonna hire some virtual assistants?
Well, yeah, pretty much. Actually, one day I actually lost my credit card.
Okay.
And I got frustrated. I called the credit card company and I realized that they have accent.
Right.
So I was like, where are you guys from?
Yeah.
And they say, well, I'm from another country. Then I was like, oh, that's virtual assistant. Then I started researching it and realized a lot of big companies are using them. They're even
Yeah.
asking for my social security number. So
Wow.
if they can do it, I can do it too.
That's
So then
right.
I started to figure out the system, the software, the processes, the culture, and make it happen.
So what systems were processed? Come on. give us some-
Well,
give
my
us-
framework is actually 4 C's. You know,
Okay.
that's the 4 C. The first one is clarity.
Okay.
You know, you really need to know what you want, how you want it, and and what do you need from it, right?
Got it.
The second one is create. You know, because now you know your identity, right? Is to create, your A team, create a system, and create your KPI. And after that, then you're gonna calibrate. You're gonna because every when you're making your first 250,000 is different than 500.
Yeah.
A million, 10 million. The system and software is all very different. So you need to recalibrate your software, your system, and processes. And number 4 is always communicate. One thing that business owner really bet on is that they have shifted mind. They
Right.
expect that their VA or their assistant read their mind, and that never really works. So anytime there is something, they have to speak it out and then make sure that they're all in
Communicated.
paper and SOP.
Calibrated.
So yeah, constantly calibrate, constantly, and sometimes you have to. Truth is,
Right.
you most of the time, I think only 10% of the people that you work with right now will be together with you all the way till wherever the end is.
Wow.
So
That
you
is
most likely will
deep.
have to
What's
fire
the last
90% of them.
Did I miss the
Communicate.
last? Communicate.
So it's create. I'm sorry, it's clarity, create, calibrate, and communication.
How'd you come up with this framework?
I just have been asking myself questions like what really works for me. How did I change from a stay-at-home mom
Yeah.
till try to do my first 100,000 and then
Seven-figure
and then 7
entrepreneur.
figures. Yep. Yeah.
So how can they get your framework and all this secret, Phyllis?
Yeah,
Tell us.
well, if you want to, schedule a free strategy call, it's phylissong.com, phyllis.com.
Okay.
If not, just Google me online. I have a lot of social media, YouTube. You can go in there and study, all the trade secret that I have.
All right, so let's just say that I realize that VAs are going to help me. I'm going to scale. So when I start doing that, everybody's hired VAs before. Most of the time, it probably didn't work.
Yes.
So what do you think the biggest mistake entrepreneurs make when they're trying to hire VAs?
We entrepreneurs are naturally really good salespeople, and they're in so much pain that they would just grab anyone on the street and say, "You gonna solve my problem," instead of
Agreed.
sitting down
Yeah.
and really think through. Okay, what do I really want? One thing that I always tell my entrepreneurs is that, are you looking for somebody to complete you? That means it's doing everything that you hate to do.
That's you need a wife. The VA is not going to complete you.
Well, we actually brand ourselves as like the VA matchmaking service.
Oh, boy.
So that
Okay.
because we're turning them from a VA to become a VP, which is your virtual partners.
Nice.
My VA right now is my COO. She runs the whole
Wow.
thing.
I
She's
had
the
no
one that
idea.
actually talking to Peter Damanta's team when we hire VA for them. I didn't even
Wow.
communicate with the team
So
directly.
you have a VP now. You don't even have a VA.
Yep, I have
freaking awesome.
I have at least 5 VP right now in my company that they think for me. They create a system, and I just tell them what I want, and then everything is done.
Okay, let's get down to business. What's an average salary or hourly or whatever you pay these people when you get to a VP level?
I would say it's anywhere from $10 to $15. Really depending on what you're looking for, right? What
Yeah.
is the expectation, and
Yeah.
that is what we actually charge our clients, on the agency
Sure.
side. Yeah.
Got it. Anything else you'd like to share with somebody who's just starting? They have no VAs. They're in so much pain. What would you recommend for that?
I would
person?
say start now, and allow it to fail, because the reason why you get to where you are today is because you have failed multiple times and you learn through the system.
Right.
Hiring a VA, it's the same thing. Growing a business is the same thing. You just have to allow yourself to fail within the box, though, within the box, so that in that way you're failing successfully, failing forward, create a system, and then next thing you know, you're getting a lot of awards and getting the freedom that you really want for yourself and your family.
Thank you so much, Phyllis.
Thank
You're
you.
the best.